Raider Nation, what is the deal, man? Once again, it's your guy Panama Fargo back to y'all live with another episode of the Raider Rundown. And today, man, we're going to be going over the keys to victory for the Las Vegas Raiders in this must-win game against the Pittsburgh Steelers. So without further ado, man, let's get this intro started and let's get the show cracking.
As a young guy, I had a dream that someday I would build the finest organization in professional sports.
What is the deal, Raider Nation? Once again, it's another episode of the Raider Rundown. Make sure you guys are tapping on the like and subscribe button. And please, hit on the little notification bell so you don't miss any of the episodes that I got dropping, like this one right here. But like I was saying, man, we're going to go over the keys to victory for the Las Vegas Raiders against the Pittsburgh Steelers, man, in what I consider a must-win in the Josh McDaniels era, right? So without further ado, let's go ahead and get the list started. Number one, you have to be able to be disruptive in the run game on defense. You cannot let the run game get started. That's first and foremost. Now, we've seen over the past 2 weeks, the Steelers have had the same problems the Raiders have had, okay, with slow starts in the run game being inconsistent. We cannot be the team that allows Pittsburgh to come out here and finally get the run game started, right? That's something that we just cannot allow, right? And they for sure have the same type of game plan against us on the other side of the ball. But Najee Harris has struggled so far this season. The offensive line hasn't been able to create the type of holes needed for a back of his size, right? So containing Najee is going to be a big part. But I think the bigger part is containing their second running back in Warren. Okay, now Warren is a little more speedy than Najee, has a little more quickness, and every time he's got in the game, I've noticed him flash a little more. So that second running back, Warren, is somebody to really keep in mind because at the end of the day, he can be real shifty in the run game, and he's a weapon for him in the pass game. So at the end of the day, that's somebody they would love to take advantage of underneath, right, from this Raiders defense, and that's somebody that might be a matchup nightmare for one of our linebackers or somebody like that. So we have to keep in mind Warren, the second running back. So that's the first thing, stopping the Steelers' run game. Secondly, right, for the offensive side of the ball for us, pretty much the same thing as the defense, but flip it, right? We have to get our run game started with Josh Jacobs. Was just talking to somebody who is a major Steelers fan, right? My guy Mike. At the end of the day, he told me, right, the Steelers' run defense has been horrid over the past 2 weeks, and something that Steelers fans aren't used to. But the D-line, you know, the linebackers aren't really firing off in the run game, and it's something to be said when Cam Hayward is not playing, is not available. Larry Ogunjobi is banged up for them as well. So at the end of the day, you know, their interior is something that we can take advantage of, and this is the game, if there was as good as any, for us to get Josh Jacobs involved and give them a steady dose early, right? So got to get that run game started with Josh Jacobs. Have to, right? And that's going to be real imperative because that's going to give us some more confidence to continue to rely on that run game as the season continues. So second key to victory, we flip it to the offense. Have to get the run game started. Now, we're going to flip back and forth from offense to defense. Now, going into the defense, we have to get pressure on Kenny Pickett. Third key, got to get pressure on Kenny Pickett, right? At the end of the day, Raiders have a knack, right? And it's not a good knack. It's a very terrible one for allowing these mid-tier quarterbacks to come in here and look like vintage Dan Marino, right? So at the end of the day, we have to be able to provide some type of pressure other than Max Crosby, whether that be with scheme blitzes, things of that nature. But the coaching staff is part of that as well, part of this third key. Because if they know, as well as we know, that we can't consistently get pressure with just 4 down linemen, there's going to have to be some pressure added on to make Kenny Pickett feel uncomfortable, right? We saw this year. He's already played a number of good D-lines that we don't currently possess, right? But what has been the number one thing? Every time they've had him under duress, he has not looked like a good quarterback. If you sit back there, when you give him cushion, when you give him all this, and you allow him to sit back there and pat the ball, really dissect the defense, he's going to pick us apart. Any NFL quarterback will. So what's going to really piss me off is if we're sitting here Sunday night and they're allowing Kenny Pickett to dime, dink, and dunk down the field. We have to be aggressive with quarterbacks like this. Yes, you played Josh Allen before, Russell Wilson to a degree, but this is Kenny Pickett. You have to put pressure on him, and you can't allow him to sit back there and just get comfortable. We have to put pressure. So that's the third key to victory. Fourth key to victory, we're going on the offensive side again. You have to open up the offense. And when I say open up the offense, we got to start taking some shots. We got to start going different places with the football. We got to start seeing the field. So you got to open up the offense in some capacity. Right now, we're too congested. Everybody knows we're doing these crosser routes or maybe some out routes, whatever the case may be, right? And maybe an occasional, some little deep ball, whatever the case is. But at the end of the day, this offense, that nobody respects this offense and their ability to attack the deep to intermediate parts of the field. We're just, we're not respected enough to do that. We're going to need to do that this Sunday, okay? You're going to need to open up the playbook. You're going to need to open up the offense, and that's with Josh McDaniels and Jimmy G both, right? Now, Josh McDaniels is going to have to call a more creative game plan, okay? He's going to need to call a more creative game plan. But as for Jimmy G, he's going to need to sit there and see the field better. That's the only way for us to really open up what this offense can be. Jimmy has to see the field better, has to get more people involved. We saw a number of times, I've showed you guys on the film, Jimmy not seeing open Hunter Renfrow, open Wilkerson, and open Trey Tucker sometimes. There's times, and open Michael Mayer. There are times where some of our receivers are open. It's up now to the play caller to make the plays a little more creative because people are stacking the box on us and we look too stagnant, right? And we have too many tails as our offense. And at the same time, when the plays are dialed up, they need to be executed by the quarterback in particular. So at the end of the day, gotta open up the offense. That's the fourth key to victory. Open it up, man. Get some more deep passes in there. At this point right now, it looks like I said earlier in the week, we're going to need to pass the run open. That's just what it needs to be at this juncture. So hopefully we come out attacking, right? And fifth key to victory. This is for both sides of the ball. Attack, attack, attack. Okay? Now, at the end of the day, did we not like the way that we lost in Buffalo? No. But you lost in Buffalo. That's behind us. No shame in the game. We're done with that. We move on. This is a game right here that you need to win. Okay? And I was just talking to my Steelers homie about this. Last year, the Steelers game is what broke the camel's back as far as the team that was together. Last year. How much better have we gotten from last year to this year? Last year it was a game, but I think we all could sit here and say, even last year, we shouldn't have lost to them motherfuckers. We shouldn't have lost to the Steelers last year. This is the same this year. You should not lose this game. This is a game you need to win. This is a must-win game. Is your season over if you go 1-2? No. But losing to a team that has struggled, I would say struggled even more than you have, is just something that's going to put a step back on the organization of what we're trying to build. So fifth key to victory is be aggressive. Attack, bro. On defense, blitz him. Get to their ass, right? Put the pressure on offense. Put the pressure on. Throw downfield. Make them have to respect everybody. Because if we can limit that pass rush, and so far, the one thing that I'm cool with, I'm confident with, although our run blocking hasn't been good, hopefully we can get that started this Sunday, our pass blocking has been tremendous. So, going against TJ Watt, Alex Highsmith, these are guys that are going to try to come after Jimmy. They're going to try to do what they do. So at the end of the day, can we bank on Colton Miller, Jermaine Illuminor holding it down in the pass? So far, we've seen in pass protection they have. So can we bank on that? If we're going to have that type of protection like we've had against Buffalo, against Denver, who I think arguably both of those teams have a better secondary than Pittsburgh does. So at the end of the day, if we're going to get that type of protection, Jimmy needs to start finding some people downfield, and we need to start being aggressive, hitting these chunk plays. All right, so those are the 5 keys to victory. What's the whole rundown of the situation that I got for Sunday? The rundown of it is this, okay? This is a must-win game. Now, like I said, your season's not over if you go 1-2, but just look at the severity of it, okay? You're 1-1. Season's still very much in a balance. We, as fans, I don't think them as a team know what the identity is yet. We have yet to reveal the identity. This is a game in the Josh McDaniels era where you get to stamp yourself, cement yourself against, I don't want to say a rival, but a soft rival in the Pittsburgh Steelers, a physical team, a team that even though they're struggling, we know the pedigree with Mike Tomlin, right? Your first home game of the season as well, okay? And you just came off a legit ass whooping last week. How will you respond? How will a Josh McDaniels-led team respond now that you have your quarterback in place, now that you have certain pieces in place? How will you respond? Now, that's the rundown of it. It's a must-win game. That's what it is. And you need to come out here physical. You need to come out here aggressive, and you can't fuck around with them. Because if you fuck around with them, they'll do exactly what they did to the Cleveland Browns and just continue to put pressure on you, continue to put pressure on you. And that's not where we need to be. You need to take control of this game early. All right, and you need to show dominance. We need to show how much better we've grown. And I'm putting this game on the offense. This game's on the offense. As much as Kenny Pickett needs to be pressured and should not come out here and give us 250 plus, right? Like I said yesterday, this team is predicated and is going to go as the offense goes. So if the offense is shit, it's going to be a shit evening. But if the offense can pick it up, and I think we all agree by saying the offense hasn't played their best these 2 weeks, if they can pick it up, I don't think they'll be able to hang with us score-wise. So I think this offense can get humming, and when it is humming, I feel like a lot of points are going to be scored. A lot of time is going to be controlled as far as the clock. So I'm putting this on the offense. Josh McDaniels, got to get the team ready. All right, let's see what happens. But once again, make sure you guys tap it on the like, on the subscribe button. If you like my keys to victory, make sure you're tuning in every week, every Friday, so you can get more keys to victory, right, and you can stay updated. But as far as this, man, make sure you're hitting all the buttons. Tomorrow, I might have a little something for you, right, just to get us psyched up for the game, get us ready. It's Sunday night, man. We got to get ready for that. So at the end of the day, make sure you guys tune in for whatever video I got dropping. Make sure you tapping on all them buttons, and you know I keep it authentic from the clouds to the ground on the Raider Rundown.
I need a bad bitch with an accent, serving in peace, still taxing. Just got tapped for the young cash app, moonwalking like a young Mike Jackson. Yeah, shots to the head, ride clean and still fuck feds. Realest nigga and it's on my kids, so who the fuck gon' wanna test me, bitch?